Hey everyone, welcome to FO Golf Channel, the standard golf instructions. And today I'm very excited. I have my client Jack, and he's volunteer. You know, we're gonna do this episode, and I think I did one while back with Burn Lamb, and then there was a lot of feedbacks. And today I'm gonna do one with Jack. And before we start, Jack, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, you know, how long you've been playing golf? You know, what's the experience with me? You know, you can be very honest.
Yeah. So I've been playing golf for probably 5-ish years. Not very well.
Okay.
Oh, is this the mic?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
5 years, kind of like 100+, like hacker, doesn't really have much skill.
Right. That's pretty much everybody out there, right?
So came to you, Lawrence. We've had 2 lessons so far. I've seen some serious improvement in my golf.
Well, good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It's definitely kind of a change in my mental mindset from being a hit the ball kind of golfer to a swing golfer.
Right.
And I think that's a big change that a lot of people could take away from this lesson or other lessons on your channel. So I'll let you take back over if you want.
Good. Yes, basically, as you all can see that on my channel, I always ask the first question, say, hey, are you hitting or are you swinging, you know? And the truth is, I know, Jack, you know, now you know there's at least a difference between a swing motion and a hitting motion.
Correct.
Right? Okay, so in today's lesson, you know, and it will be our the third lesson. And I mentioned to Jack last time, we are going to work on spine angle today. And so during the lessons, we're going to talk about what is spine angle for him, and also how do we work on it and what it means in a golf swing.
Okay.
All right, cool. So let's get started.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so now we're going to start with our lessons. And so, Jack, what I'm going to do is I'm going to film you down the line, all right? Just go ahead and swing.
Swing, hit the ball.
Hit the ball, yeah. And just pretend the camera's not here. Well, the camera's in front, but don't worry about that camera. Or don't worry about this camera either. We're going to just film your swing. And take your time, please. And let's do a couple more. So right now I'm filming Jack's swing with my camera for the lessons and the swing analysis with my iPad. So all right, cool. All right, so basically, what is a spine angle? So we're going to look at your swing real quick.
Yep.
Okay, and let's just come here, please, and we're going to do it on camera, right? So what is a spine angle? Right now, your posture's actually looking really good. I like we talked about how that back.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we keep it not arched, but a neutral back.
Yeah.
So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line behind your backside.
Okay.
Okay. And the truth is, this is a very common thing for most amateurs.
Yeah.
What happens if you're changing your spine angle, chances are you're already changing the geometry of your swing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's watch this very slowly. Can you see?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Right there. Okay. So you can see when you take the club back, that red line, which is on the backside, your backside, which is against your backside, right?
Yeah.
So right now, see how your cheek is not coming off that wall. I call it the wall, right? So on the downswing,
Came off.
see how you come off a little bit? And the truth is, honestly, with you, because we've been working on so much what I call the core rotation,
Yeah.
you're actually not that bad at all.
Yeah.
Now you're still coming off of that, but most people literally are moving up.
Yeah.
Because, right, the idea is that we need to make sure this is connected.
Okay.
Meaning, right now, right, if I have a line right now on the back,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're left-handed, so I'm going to swing. Meaning, if I have a line back here right now on the back swing, because the rotation of my body, there's no up and down movement, right? So on the downswing, once you weight transfer, this right cheek is going to get on back to that line, and then you create a core rotational movement, and you have what I call the core compressional movement. Okay. Now, understanding reason why most people would tend to move up, because if you look at your trail arm, which is your
Left arm.
your left arm is actually extending very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like I guided the club with my left arm instead of doing what we talked about, where I just completely relaxed it.
Right.
It's like it took over there.
Right. So what happens once that happens,
Yeah.
and then your body would tend to move up.
Yep.
Okay. Right. All right. So let's talk about what is the physical movement first,
Yeah.
right? Because that's something we never talked about. So today we're going to get into it. All right. You can come here, please, right? So basically, in our first lesson, we talked about how your posture has to be in a neutral perspective, right? So there's another position from neutral to a flexing position.
Okay.
Okay. So let me show you what I mean. You can turn around, right? Okay. Yeah. So right now you have a neutral position, right? What if I say that to you, show me what is a flexing position? So in other words, so that's the interior position, the opposite. There you go, right there. So right there you have your flexing position. Okay. So here's the tricky part about this position.
Yeah.
The truth is, on the downswing, this flexing position is exactly what you need to maintain your spine angle. Now what's this? Because you're left-handed. So what we're going to do is we want to go ahead, clear your hips, stay flexed. Perfect. Hold it right there. Okay, so let me see you do that. Exaggerated movement means you flex your, all right. Now watch this, round your tailbone off. Perfect, yes, bingo. Okay, so we're gonna do it one more time. Good, perfect. I like what you just did right there. Right, this is the flexing position. I want you to keep it that way. Perfect.
Is that far enough back?
That's perfect. That's perfect. All right.
Got it.
So basically, when you take the club back,
Yeah.
your spine is in a neutral position, right?
Yeah.
So on the downswing, let me show you what I mean, right? On the downswing, once you weight transfer, you will apply core pressure here and your backside. Isn't that funny? Earlier I tell you to exaggerate that movement.
Yeah.
So you have this spine, the lumbar and your pelvis that's tilting forward, right? So if you're tilting forward, that becomes a flexing position.
Yeah.
So that flexing position is going to allow you to do what? To rotate your upper body and with the backside that's touching that wall.
And I think it's sprung from, like you said, the downswing from that weight transfer, which will help me keep in that flex position.
Right.
Which, on that last one, it looked kind of like I came out of that. The weight transfer was more of a spin rather than kind of what we've talked about, where the power comes from this back leg and you kind of just roll your hips through.
You got it, because what happened is right now a lot of times, because remember that this arm will still sometimes apply a little power.
Yeah, and that's my biggest problem.
Right. Well, that's
it wants to help out so much, and it just needs to stop talking.
well, that's pretty much for everybody, because your trail arm is going to sort of, because that's actually your everyday,
Yeah.
dominant, right?
Exactly.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a chair. Okay, we're going to work on that flexing position. Yes, bingo, right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to actually put it this way.
Okay.
Because
Back to me.
yeah. So what you're doing right now, you're going to put your cheek on this chair, right? So you're going to go to a neutral position first, and when you turn back, okay, then on the downswing, what you're going to do is that you will weight transfer. Once you weight transfer, I want you to sort of like move your tailbone up and then turn your body down. Okay? So let's try that.
Neutral.
Good. I love this position right now, right? So turn to the top. So once you weight transfer, right now, squeeze it. Hold your abs in, hold your abs in, hold your abs in. Perfect. Now go ahead and round your tailbone off. Now do that one more time. Now relax a little bit. Let me see you just do the flexing position. Exaggerate. Perfect. Keep it that way. Keep it that way for now. Okay. Now go ahead and wait. Backswing. Perfect. Okay. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Feels like you're really doing that tailbone that's coming up. Right. Watch. Weight transfer. Exaggerate that. Bingo.
Okay.
You got it.
Pelvis down.
Right. Because what you're doing is you see that tailbone. Right. This is your tailbone right now. This is neutral.
Yeah.
So your tailbone. You need to go weight transfer and then flex that.
Okay. To the point where it's kind of straight, neutral, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Engage
Then
it.
flex. See, now you see this is no good.
That's not it?
Yeah, that's not it.
Opposite.
Yeah, that's the exact opposite.
Okay.
The other way, the other way. Bingo, yes.
So more in my cheek rather than my back.
Right, what you're doing is that you're using your gluteus maximus, right? See how you're popping up?
Yeah.
No, it's difficult. It is difficult. That's what you're doing.
Figure out that.
Well, what's this? Just do that from there right now, right? Okay. Take your time with it. All right, round it off. Round it off, it just means your flexing position, right? So keep it that way. Keep it that way, right? Weight transfer. Keep it that way. Better. Much better. Much better.
So I feel like it's kind of flexed, but there's more weight back here.
But you don't want to flex upward.
Yeah. You want to come.
Well, do this movement real quick for me, right? Hold, stand right here like this, right? Okay, stand like this. Now go ahead and go to that exaggerated. No, go ahead and do the exaggerated movement. No, relax a little bit. Okay, perfect. Good. Good. Look at that. See, now you notice how you have less tension here.
Sturdy, but not tense.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Then you want to make sure you're holding your core in just a little bit. Exhale. Perfect. Perfect. Just like that.
Okay.
Much better. Much better. So do that one more time. Right. All right. We're gonna start from the top. Now, just for the sake of working on this, go ahead and show me the flexing position, which is the posterior position. Exaggerate that more. No, the other one. This. Yeah. There you go. Right there. That's it. So this is the posterior position, right? So keep that posterior position. All right. Now go ahead and go to the top. Perfect. Perfect. Keep that posterior position, right? Now go ahead and weight transfer. Keep that posterior position. Bingo.
Got it. Just a matter of practice.
Yes. Right. Good. Perfect. Right. Backswing. Beautiful. Right. Weight transfer. Keep that posterior position. You got it. Perfect.
It's a workout.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because what your body is doing, watch this, right? I'm going to move the chair out now. What your body is doing is literally doing this. It's like hump, but you're not humping forward, but you're humping it based on this. Yes. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Gotta talk to the girlfriend.
Well, no. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. Just so for the viewer, the truth is, it is a natural aggression movement.
Yeah.
Because if you look at a baseball pitcher, they do this flexing movement to create what? Speed. Speed. Yeah. So it is a natural aggression movement that you have this. We call it the spine tilt movement. Yes. Yes. So in other words, you're going from neutral, backswing neutral, downswing, flexing.
And kind of the spine angle up top, not to get ahead of you.
That's okay.
But is that something that when you kind of come up here, neutral swine, flexing through, does my chest stay down kind of on the ball?
Yes, your chest. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah.
It's what I call the stack rotation.
Okay.
Because what happens is when you get to the top right here like this, I call this swing board. Your swing board has to stay. I hate to use the word square. I never use the word square, but it does feel like you're very square on and out.
Okay.
Okay. but with that flexing, weight transfer flexing. Bingo. Do that one more time. Good. I like that. All right. Weight transfer, flexing. Perfect. That's how you.
It's in the ground with my feet.
Yeah, because well, the idea is that you are in some shape or form. Right now, obviously, when you're working on this, you put a little bit more emphasis on your trail foot.
Yeah.
But in the long run, what you will use your lead foot and your lead glutes to create this power mode. Bingo. Bingo. Because then you no longer use what?
Your arms.
Your arms.
Left arm, especially.
Especially. Because what's funny, actually, I saw this tweet. I'm gonna send it to you a picture. Like they we'll have US Open right now. The DJ, this thumb is literally coming off the club on top of the swing.
Yeah.
Means his hand, and obviously with the opposite would be you. So this thumb is not really touching that.
Yeah. Mine does that sometimes when I feel like I overswing or do something like that. I feel like it detaches. Usually a mishit, which I do often, but sometimes it correlates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you squeeze it too hard, then you would try to jam it through.
Well, that's what happened to me. I've got an underground blister on this from yesterday.
Right. So you definitely don't want to do that, right?
Not the move.
Okay. So that's exactly what we have to work on as far as for spine angle. Okay.
Lighter hands probably in the future.
Yes.
Use your hips instead.
Use your hips and use that mechanical movement of a, I call it obviously the word's called a flexing in the posterior position, right? Weight transfer, flexing, posterior position. There you go. Then you can see now this chi right here. There's a line.
Yeah.
You're staying on that. You got it. You got it. Because a lot of times if you're moving your body, sort of you're moving this shoulder here forward, then your body will have to move up.
Got it.
Right?
And instead, if you're coming through, shoulders staying down.
Right.
You're staying back, down on the ball, or not down on the ball. You're just swinging correctly.
Well, you just have a better spine angle that's throughout, but you're not changing the speed.
Got it.
Because if you're changing the spine angle, chances are you are changing the speed of the rotational movement from center. It's almost like that car. I was talking about how if you have a 45-degree gears, if you're moving up right now, that 45-degree gear is no longer been that 45-degree angle. So it's almost like you're detaching the speed.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why it's called maintaining spine angle. Whatever your angle from your setup, look at that. That's perfect, man. You got it, man.
All right.
You got it.
Yeah.
So now, here's the thing about it, though. When you are hitting the ball right now, because when you're using that movement, you actually have what I call the new find. You're finding something new in as far as the energy source.
Yeah.
So try to slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Don't try to crush the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good idea.
All right. So go ahead. Let me see you swing a couple of times, but just focus on that movement a little bit. Let me take that chair away. All right. Just take your time with it. And also, let me just make some adjustment right now. See this hand right here?
Yeah.
So everybody, if you look at Jack right now, so this hand is actually starting to get a little bit too strong.
Okay.
See how you're getting too under?
Yeah.
So let me show you what I mean, right? Good. Relax. All right, so you see this is, watch this, right? Hold on a second. Hold on, relax. There you go.
Right there?
Yeah. And then whatever real estate you have with your fingers, perfect. Perfect. So you can see right now, this position is very different than what you had before.
Yeah.
This is called the neutral position. And also, if you look at the Callaway clubs, isn't that funny? That V matches the fingers, right? There you go. Okay. The strong position of your trail hand just means it's too much under.
Yeah.
You want to be like what you're doing right now. That looks good.
The only reason I like that under the hook is I broke this knuckle, so this finger is a little weak. It's a little shorter than normal too. So I usually just wrap it to keep it tight, but I just have a boxer's fracture in that.
Well, remember right now, I like to see you do that. Does it bother you when you do the overlap?
It doesn't hurt. No, it's just a matter of grip strength. But like you said, if I could loosen.
Well, go ahead and loosen the pressure a little bit.
Yeah.
Bingo, right there.
Okay.
That's it. Good job right there. Perfect. Let's keep doing that a little bit.
Okay.
And just focus on that weight transfer and the flexing position of the spine. Lumbar tail, there you go, right there. Slowly. Man, I love what you just did. Notice how you actually,
So,
that was actually correct.
yeah.
But you notice how you're losing balance a little
Yeah.
bit. So the thing about it, that's the reason why what makes learning golf so difficult is that when you're working on something correct, because your focus level is much higher,
Yeah.
chances are you have a lot more tension here.
Yeah. That's
It's almost like, because remember, when you learn golf, you're not learning based on reacting and energy.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people when they first play with like
Stressing
tennis,
out,
right,
yeah.
stressing out. But as you go, then you start loosening up.
Yeah. Exactly.
But the problem with golf is that you're always dealing with creating energy. So in other words, before you recognize that, you always go, well, I don't know that energy, and
Yeah.
now I'm trying to focus really hard to work on it.
Yeah.
So you were doing it right, but then the problem is that when you're
Disgusting.
focusing on it, then
Something else falls apart.
right, that's exactly why I always say that, you know, learning golf itself is a problem.
Yeah.
Slowly take away, perfect. Turn the hips, good. Now just relax your shoulder a little bit. Let me see your weight transfer and flex. Man, that looks really good right there. Now, do a couple more
You're right
times.
about the shoulder, though.
Yes, because when you're thinking about something right now,
I'm like doing this, and I'm doing a shrug.
right,
Yeah.
because that's exactly why if you just sit in the office all day long, you go, what, man, why is my shoulders tense? It's because when you focus,
Yeah.
but that's exactly what makes golf so good for you, because if you're focusing on the correct pressure points,
Yeah.
meaning how well can you focus on letting all this pressure to
Oh.
build here,
Yeah.
then you can relax the shoulders.
Just deep breaths. It's almost like yoga.
No, absolutely. I always say with golf is like martial arts, man. Like you know, you're working on a lot of internal mechanics and breathing patterns. All right, relax a little bit. Weight transfer. Exhale. And hold it right there. Yeah. Make sure the weight is ending up on your
Heel.
heel,
Right.
your right heel. You got it. That was good. That was really good, man. That looks good right there. Do that one more time. Hey, man, see you later, Brian. Hey, we're gonna do one. Perfect. Okay, weight transfer. Perfect. Squeeze it. There you go. And then,
Close the club.
yes. And also try to make sure, do that one more time. And relax his hand a little bit. Perfect. Okay. So sometimes you tend to push your hands forward too much.
Okay.
So you want to make sure it's just slightly
Slightly.
right of your center zipper.
Okay.
You don't want to be overly too. That's called overpress.
Yeah.
And then if you do it too much in the middle, that's called offset.
Okay.
Just slightly, right there.
Got it.
Okay. A little bit more to the center. Put your hands a little bit more to the center. Bingo, right there. That's perfect. That looks really good right there, Jack. Good rotation, weight transfer.
Fell out again.
It's okay. Slowly, perfect. Use the power from your hips and your core. That's perfect.
Felt smooth. The ball is right there.
Well, is essentially what's going to happen. Go ahead and strike the ball, but now when you're working on a spine angle, the last thing you worry about is the ball, right?
Ball flight, ball.
Yeah, don't even worry about that, because what you want to do is you want to find a feeling of a, meaning you want to find a feeling of a motion or pressure that's building with your hips and your core, and that's allowing that feeling to translate into your arms, where you feel like the club and the arms are rotating.
Sorry.
No, it's good. You're good. That's cool. It's very good. And push your hands forward, back, inside more. There you go, right there. That's perfect. Good job. Hip rotation, core rotation, relax. Good. Now weight transfer.
A little too quick. So.
No, because when the ball's right there, what's funny that once you start to react to the ball,
Yeah.
that arms is coming
takes
down.
over.
Yeah,
Smack the
yes.
shit out of it. Yeah.
Right, that's exactly what happens. You got it.
It's almost beneficial to smooth it. No contact on that
Well, that's another reason why when you're working on the spine angle, you never want to worry about how much power you're putting up to the ball.
one. Yeah.
You want to work on the feeling of your body that's compressing. I like it. But you can see it's so hard to forget about the ball. Because once you're visually speaking, once you see that ball.
Eyes get red, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna smack the crap out of it.
Correct.
It's just a natural. I mean, ever since you're a kid, if you came to the driving range, all you want to do is hit the ball far.
Right.
It's hard to get out of that mental space.
Yes. All right, keep it smooth. I like that. See, that was very smooth.
Yeah.
Even though the ball didn't go that far, but you can see you took a divot and you're maintaining balance because you're working on all those things. It's hard for you to feel like, where's my finish?
Yeah.
Because you're still not letting everything flow properly because the tension.
Slow it down. Get the flow right.
Because essentially, because essentially what's going to happen is that your arms right now, all this feeling, you no longer let the muscles in your arms creating a position of an impact.
Yeah.
That's exactly what your arms are doing, is just rotating and release all that energy that's building up from your center.
There's a mechanism that my core is using to hit.
Right. That's exactly why I would tell people, look, your arms are never hitting the ball. Your arms are just releasing the energy.
Yeah.
But if your arms are tightened up, if you have a feeling in your eyes, say, hey, there's a ball I need to meet, then what it does, it changes your perception.
Stand up, throw your hands through, whatever you do.
You got it. You got it. It's okay. You know, you can tell your arms get too quick.
Yeah, that's exactly what. That's why I'm getting annoyed, because I know what I'm doing.
But hey, as long as you know what you're doing, it's always good to know what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right also, right?
Yeah, I just literally felt my arm like punch the club into the ground.
Right.
Fat, yeah. Relax.
Not bad. Not bad. Just make sure you lead it with your right hip, right? Weight transfer. And I can tell you really relax your arms. That was pretty good.
Really trying to concentrate on my hips rather than my arms.
Yes, that's good. That's perfect. And focus on that flexing position, the posterior position. I like that one. See, here's a beautiful thing. Even though you notice that you actually hit the ground fat a little bit, but there's enough acceleration. Even though obviously you do it very slow, but the continuation was there.
Yeah.
The idea is that if your arms are coming through, there's actually no continuation.
Yeah.
Because independently your arms could just hey, there's my ball.
Yeah.
Then your body's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But what you did right there, that's the reason why I always help people. Even though, you know, there's no such thing as far as like you're hitting perfect shots every time.
Yeah.
But you always think about is your body accelerating properly? Because you can hit a perfect shot that's decelerating,
Yeah.
and that's when your ball going right and left. Because a lot of those shots are decelerated shots. But if you hit the ball with accelerated motion, it means if you're able to turn your body correctly and continue to rotate,
Yeah.
chances are a fast shot or a thin shot is actually a lot better. Because there is a accelerated thin shot and there's accelerated fast shot.
Yeah.
Or there's a decelerated fast shot and decelerated thin shots.
Yeah.
They're very different.
Got it. Anything else you're seeing? Just concentrate on the left arm.
Yeah, what I would do is one thing I do want you to do though, I like to see you do is when you get to finish, I still would like to see you try to make sure on the downswing you exhale and hold your arms in a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, like that.
Stay down on the
Yes, like right there.
I still am feeling that sense of coming up to like breathe or look almost to find the ball instead of just
Right, because if you are turning, you're right. No, absolutely
Yeah.
correct. Because if you're turning correctly, right? Because if you forget, no, don't worry about the club right now. I just want to show you how your body's actually turned. So if you're turning correctly, you get to the top, right? So what is this? Once you weight transfer, hold your abs in, exhale. Yes, your body would turn. Which answer to your question earlier, how much are you able to turn your upper torso through?
yeah.
Bingo.
Got it.
But now remember that turn, right? You got it, because that's the reason why a lot of times you will see a tour player, they will get that all this big turn and come up to here, and then they finish.
Yeah.
But remember, anytime you have an interference, and obviously I'm doing left. Anytime when you have an interference right here with your arms, that's just try to attack the ball. This will stop.
Yeah.
This would never go through low like this. It always just be like here, and then the next
bounce
movement, then you just going up.
Yeah.
But do that one more time, I'm sure you exactly. The truth is, that's the reason why a lot of people always ask me, well, how can I get a little bit more club speed? I say, well, are you able to turn through weight transfer slowly? Perfect. Look at that.
Just can't fall over.
Well,
Ball
that's
shooter in the mail.
right. Oh, yeah.
I left him at home. I was like, Mom, you got to send him. I went home for a few weeks for brother's graduation, a wedding, and I left my stupid shoes there. Now every time I hit on the grass, I'm like sliding all around.
No, really, you're doing really good for how many? This is
Third lesson.
third lesson. I mean, you're doing phenomenal, because the idea is, see, also the struggle is because you're already very strong. So you can see remember I say there's always a power struggle
Yeah.
that you try to fight
There's
that.
a takeover. This arm wants to just come through like you're
Right.
in the gym or something. Yeah.
So
Got it.
cool, man. So let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let me just talk to the camera real quick. So really thank you for you guys watching this episode. I'm really thank Jack give his time to do this episode, and this really I'm meaning want to do this type of videos all the time regarding the spine angle. I know a lot of you will have questions, but when Jack first came to me, you know, his posture, we talked about how your
Sure,
posture's
yeah.
like, you know, looks like this, like a ballerina.
Squat or deadlift,
Right,
whatever.
and deadlift and squat, and he's got that extreme interior back, that arch back. But we worked out all of that, and actually, Jack, you understand what it means now. And now today we're working on spine angle, which is continue to try to work on that flexing and posterior position, and use that movement and use the core to generate club head speed and really the upper torso rotation based on that, so that way you don't move up.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So very good. So thanks guys, and thank you, Jack. All right. See you guys next time.